Also, I heard you're in the furry community, and here's something I want to say. Don't let the 1% of the bad apples of the furry community affect who you really are, because most of them are really nice. It's just those 1% that are really bad.
I didn't think I'd be making another Nova video so soon. I feel like this is sort of what happens. It happened when I initially covered Tofiachu. I made the initial video, then something new happened, and I felt like, I gotta talk about it, right? Well, Nova has reached his alcohol arc, baby. We're 21 years old. We're gonna get wasted. We're gonna go out and have some grand old times. We're gonna hang out with our homies out at the bar, have a little drinky poo. I mean, that's what all the cool kids do. And, I appreciate how courageous some people are by sending these creeps money in order to do things like a cameo. Who are these people that are alluding, even if it's a jokesy? Ooh, my boyfriend's a furry. Let's ask Nova to send him a birthday wish. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. And we'll see a little bit later. There are people that are coming up to him in public and saying, "Oh, it's Nova. How epic. Let's take pictures together." It's like, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. We're not allowing creeps to, get this cult of personality following. That should be frowned upon, to say the very least. But we're going to start out with him celebrating his 21st birthday.
Today's my birthday. When I upload this, it's like 10 days before my birthday. And I'm going to post this on my birthday. So, happy 21st birthday to me.
There's something so fascinating about these people that are so ego-driven that they're gonna make a video of them singing and dancing for their TikTok audience, but it's not really for them. It's in order to garner some attention their way. In particular, it's his birthday. Come on, guys. I'm gonna say happy birthday to me. Are you gonna say happy birthday to him? Come on, guys. I want to see all the comments, every single comment down below saying happy birthday, Nova, because people like him, they deserve the attention. They deserve, the praise of the entire world. Otherwise, why would they even bother posting stuff online? If you're gonna come at him and say, Nova, it seems pretty obvious that you're trying to avoid the heinous chat logs of your previous Discord, chatting with some minors, doing some weird fetish stuff. What's up with that, buddy? Guys, it's my 21st birthday. Let's focus on that now. Oh, okay. I finally figured it out. And, he's a man of culture, right? He always tries to portray himself like that. Ooh, I know so much about space and history and the world. Well, guess what? There are some things that Nova doesn't quite understand.
Hey, all my 21 plus fans, are IPAs really that bad? Because I know a lot of people say they hate IPAs, but when I have my first drink tomorrow, the Stony MacGyver IPA, I want to know if it's actually that bad. So can someone let me know?
Please, somebody let him know. Are IPAs delicious? Let's figure it out. And I'm not the best person in the entire book. I had a little drinksy poo, maybe or maybe not before the age of 21. I don't know. I'll let the detectives out there to try and figure that out. But to make your first drink an IPA, I think is absolutely ludicrous. I may or may not, or maybe my buddy down the street who lived by the river, he actually, his first drink was siphoning a warm beer out of a Bud Light container that fell down a hill. I'm not saying that's me. I'm not saying that's my buddy down by the river. Now, that's a true first-time drinking story. Planning out an IPA, a disgusting IPA. Sorry, IPA lovers out there. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna slam doink on it. Sorry, it's not that good. If you like it, go for it, King. And we get this beautiful image of Nova consuming his drinks. We also got a side profile picture, which I'm gonna let you true, detectives out there, search for it on your own time. It's a great picture. It really exemplifies that we're going down a dangerous path. The man who has no impulse control in basically anything in his life. He can't control himself around people that he's messaging online. He can't control himself when he's eating food. And now he's not going to be able to control himself when he's drinking. And, you know, maybe we're going to finally rekindle a Daniel Larson World of T-Shirts-esque feud. And maybe this will be his new rival. We'll have to figure it out. But he plans on going to a nice fine dining restaurant to consume as many calories as possible.
Can I beat the buffet on my birthday? Let's find out. Rice, bread, Caesar salad, Brazilian lemonade. Way better than the pork. Also have to get some harder to keep things balanced. Starting to get a little bit full, but I know I haven't beaten the buffet yet, so I'm gonna push on. Absolutely delicious, but did I beat the buffet? Put your ideas in the comments below.
I'll give you some comments, Nova, don't worry. You're a 5'4" dude pushing 350 pounds. I don't know if we should be going out there and trying to beat the buffet. You know, trust me, when I started making videos on this channel, I was talking about Fatty, and he was going to the buffet, and it's just an absolutely ludicrous sight. And you know, I'm all for doing whatever you want to do, but Nova has yo-yoed back and forth about his true intentions online. You know, does he want to become this internet superstar that everybody bows down to worship, or is he just one of the bros, one of the guys out there that's trying to find his way in life? Well, he immediately follows his, you know, chowing down on as many meats as possible challenge at the buffet by following that up with wearing his god-awful bowling shirt and saying he's just too rotund. He's gotta lose some lbs. How's he gonna figure that out? Well, you know, maybe canceling out the giant "Can I Beat the Buffet" challenges might help you a little bit.
So basically, many of you know that I am ashamed of my body and have basically been trying to lose a little bit of weight. Well, I've been maintaining my weight for so long, and I figured maybe now is the time to start decreasing it a little bit. So from here on out, I'm not going to be posting very many food reviews. I've got a ton in my drafts, but I'm not going to post any for a little bit. I can't wait any longer, so I'm going to get it out of the fridge now. Like, I want to lose some of my midsection area. Like, maybe go down to at least 225. Be a little more secure about my body.
He wants to be able to impress his Discord kittens, and you know, as a fellow Discord enjoyer looking out for his kittens rawr out there, I can understand why a man might want to, you know, eliminate his more pear shape and increase into a giant ripped freak. Understandable. However, he literally posted that new food review of whatever, you know, Asian slop we got from the freezer section. He reposted that just a couple days later, just a few, but he has them in the draft. Trust me, he's gonna get back on that workout grind. And he's been crying, complaining. He's been talking about how, oh, you know, I'm trying to get a job, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. The only way we're getting another workout Saga is if he finally puts the gloves back on, goes into the gym, and starts wailing hell, you know, throwing his wrist at all angles in order to take down the mighty punching bag. Then maybe we might be on the right path in order for him to lose weight, but I'm not holding out hope. And I mentioned in the beginning about how he has had people pay him for cameos, and now he's allegedly getting things in the mail for his birthday from people, which I question personally. You know, I'm not deep in the Nova lore necessarily, and I know that there are people out there that genuinely will send things to like Cyrax, so I'm not putting it out of the question. It makes me question things a little bit.
Anyways, this bag showed up at my door from one of my fans, and I figured that I'd show it off. First up, I got this Lego Star Wars ship. I forgot what the name of it is. Jedi Bob's Starfighter. I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars, but this is greatly appreciated. Also, they sent me my favorite gummy bears, Haribos. And also, they gave me a white monster. This is genuinely elite. And they also sent me a card. I'm actually going to be reading this. Hi Nova, my name is Hayden and I've been following you on TikTok for a while, and seeing the things you have been subjected to really sucks to watch, even if some of it is your fault. I've been in bad spots and have lived in ways that are not healthy. Everyone has. But to break the cycle, things have to change. Give me a call sometime and I'll treat you to whatever, if that sounds like something you'd want to do. I'm not some creed, by the way. I'm a healthy 26-year-old person.
So the end of the letter makes me think that it's a troll. Oh, I'm not a creep, by the way. The only people that say I'm not a creep, by the way, are a troll or an actual creep. And explaining that he's 26 years old, I don't know. I bring into question about it, which, once again, you're just giving him normal gifts. And at the same time, I feel like most of the audience have come to understand there are things I feel like you can give some leniency on. You know, we've covered several alcoholics in our day on this channel, and it's like, you know, if some of these people actually make a concerted effort to try and change their lives and get off the booze and try and improve themselves and try and improve relationships around them, you know what? I might actually support that. However, I think there's a line in the sand when you have several allegations, you have several screenshots, you have several Discords worth of chat information of you chatting with younger people and consciously knowing that you're chatting with younger people. And even if you want to say, oh, it's, you know, pull the Cyrax defense, it's adults impersonating as children, okay, you take that path. Well, now we got the whole diaper fetish thing, the baby incidents thing, wearing little kids' clothes. I mean, the entire saga is making it extremely uncomfortable. So it makes me concerned when some of these people are sending messages out there. You just gotta change, buddy. You just gotta, you know, pull up your bootstraps and fix your life. It's like, I think you're gonna need to do a lot more in order to convince over the general audience in order to forgive some of your absolutely abhorrent transgressions. So Nova decided to go to the Spokane Pride Parade, baby. Smokey MC out there on the hunt, on the prowl. You know, he's communicating with some of the lovely people out there, trying to find our delicious goober. And he's over there with his nice little, I don't even know, what are those toys called? The little ADHD toys, clicking it back and forth. And he has major main character syndrome. A lot of these people that you cover think that they're the center of the universe. They think they're much bigger deal than they actually are. And that's exactly what Nova is, especially whenever you see him just eye fucking the camera. Ooh, look at me, look at me. And that's what he's doing right here. He can't control himself. He needs to be the center of attention at all times. And guess what? We finally get to see some other people that are at this parade. They're showing up to hang out with Nova. Hey Nova, buddy, can we take a picture together? I love your content. Really makes you think. You know, some people at this parade, they're going over there to enjoy the alleged Discord Kitten King. Oh man, I don't know, Chief.
Excuse me? Are you Nova?
Yeah.
Can I get a picture?
I don't mind.
I've been following you since Wingstop reviews.
Whoa, that was a long time
That was a
ago.
long time ago.
That was like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Here, take my phone.
I can't believe I've been known for that long.
Right? I love you,
I
man.
literally just turned 21 too.
Oh yeah.
Please don't touch me.
We love your videos.
I
Thank
appreciate it. Seriously.
you. And your new haircut, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we got the dude from Stranger Things that doesn't have any teeth, and we got the other person saying that they absolutely love Nova. Nah, I don't think the internet's gonna let that one slide, Chief. You know, it's not a good look. to openly associate yourself with just the most deplorable people on the face of the internet. And trust me, they weren't the only people at the parade that were coming up to Nova to hang out with him, or to take pictures with him, or to say, I'm your biggest fan, look at me. There are other people there, you got the killer clowns from outer space over here showing up, throwing up the peace sign, throwing up the soy jack face. Oh, they're so excited to be next to Discord Kitten King. Oh yeah, baby, that's just the best look. I'm glad people are prioritizing these things. There's plenty, and I'm not putting myself up on top of a pedestal anywhere, but there's plenty of people out there that make actually wholesome content that you could actually be a fan of, and not waste your time trying to defend an open freak, an open person who will never take responsibility for his actions. Now, I want to parlay this, I want to move this forward into an alleged former employee that worked at Denny's with Nova has come forward to share his experience with him.
And I worked a couple shifts, and I realized that he's just a weird kid, and he would play weird brain rot TikTok music in the kitchen over everyone else's music. He would consistently ask everyone, guess what? And then you would say what? And he'd say, these nuts.
There is nothing more painful in your entire existence, I feel like, than getting these nuts in 2025 or 2024 or 2023 by Nova. That has to be the most soul-crushing experience of your entire life. Just absolutely crippling to have somebody like that come up to you and you get D's nutted. Oh, brutal.
He was a prep cook, and in terms of his performance, it would be what you expect. He chose to hand slice every single tomato instead of using the slicer. He used wrong mixing containers to contain things, and never cleaned up his kitchen, and put a lot of labor on the dishwasher.
So unsurprisingly, the lazy gluttonous slob who is always coming online saying, I have no idea why I keep getting fired from these jobs. Why don't people want to give me a job? Well, maybe it's because, the tomato thing on the surface might make you think, oh, he's just being ineffective. No. This is clearly a tactic of him trying to prove to everybody else around him that he knows more than them. He's much more skilled than they are. He doesn't have to use these man-made inventions. He'll cut them himself. Look how helpful he is. Look how impactful he is. Brother, we're at the Denny's. Put the fries in the bag, brother. And him not cleaning up after himself should be no surprise at all. Absolutely none. Now he's going to close out this video and share his final thoughts of being around Nova.
It's a prep cook's responsibility to mop up the water coming from the sink. Even if it's not your fault, you still gotta do it. And he just turns around, walks away, and says, thanks for the fucking help. I just wanted to run up and punch the back of his head so bad, but I had to keep my job.
And it's the most Nova thing in the entire world. Once again, main character syndrome. He thinks he's the most important person in the entire room. So when people aren't willing to bend over backwards to come and help him, come and save the day from Nova, well, he's gonna get all pissy. He's gonna be all upset. Thanks for the help, buddy. I guess I have to go do my job. I gotta go do that. Guess what? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that have worked in the food industry. I have myself. It is a grueling experience. But if you're able to have one of those jobs where everybody's pulling their weight, I'm not saying that they're, the LeBron James of flipping a burger, but I'm saying, oh yeah, they keep their station clean, they wash their hair, they clean their clothes, they don't say bone apple teeth, they don't say D's nuts. Guess what? You're probably going to have a decent experience, and you won't end up with somebody like this showing up to your house and just giving the creepiest of creepy vibes.
I found Nova's house. I told y'all I'd be back.
I want trees.
It's really smelly.
The scents and colors.
A little treat for the
Of
viewers.
the wood.
So once again, I want to reiterate to the audience, I'm a new Nova Online enjoyer, consumer, right? I was unaware. I had seen glimpses and pieces of Nova's exterior of his house. Turns out he's living in the trailer in the middle of the fields and nowhere. Has no time to go and mow his lawn, just has trash laying all about, which isn't surprising. I mean, the inside of his house is getting absolutely ludicrous. It is just insane, the amount of trash that is piling up on the inside. Now, obviously, he doesn't care. It doesn't bother him at all. Instead, he's gonna pick up an extremely addictive hobby and an extremely expensive hobby by opening Pokemon cards.
Oh, Ethan's that's gotta be worth something. It's so good, I'm nearly gonna die. I don't know what to say. But yeah, lots of cards in here, and I'm almost done getting a binder full of Pokemon Hollows. You just gotta fill up a few more sheets.
So I have to come clean to the entire audience. This is going to be a hard thing to do, but, we all partake in some amount of soy, in some amount of embarrassing, just mentally challenging hobbies that bring us joy in life. A lot of people will point to, building train models. That's the prototypical autism alert. But, people can enjoy hobbies. And guess what? Guys? I happen to enjoy collecting cards. And I happen to enjoy collecting Pokemon cards. And the entire space is filled with absolute spurgs like people like Nova Online. Somebody who doesn't deserve to pull one of the top hits in the Destined Rivals set that recently came out. Now, me personally, I'm more of a Moltres fan from that set, but regardless, we got the man over here just absolutely pouring money into it. And here's the thing, if you don't know anything about collecting cards, it's gambling, essentially. You'll open these packs, that particular card, it's like a 1 in 100 plus chance of pulling a card like that, right? So you're just throwing money down the drain. And Nova recently, in my previous video, he was talking about, I need $900 to pay rent inside of my mom's trailer. I need it. I need that money. These packs aren't cheap, and they're not easy to come by. So there's a good chance that he's not paying MSRP for these packs, which are typically $5. That's what it should be. Now, people are reselling these packs upwards of $12, $13. So is he finding them at a store? Maybe not. You have grown-ass adults fighting each other over them inside of the Walmart, right? I'm not sure about that. Was he able to sit online all day and get into the queue and purchase them himself? Maybe. Who knows? But it's a big waste of money. It certainly is. Maybe you should be focusing on saving some of that money, getting a job, turning your life around like you tried to pretend like you were interested in doing at the beginning of this video. But no, instead we're just going to keep throwing money right down the drain.
Hey all, it's Novacadry. So just an FYI, I'm posting a lot more on YouTube now. I'm going to try and focus on posting more Pokemon card videos. And I'm also focusing on becoming more of a VR creator there. So
yeah, that's certainly what we need more in this ecosystem. More Pokemon card opens and VR YouTubers. That's definitely the type of content that people are looking out for. And, when you have the lowest of low production value, when you don't have... I mean, he has a negative value in character interest. I mean, he's literally one of the worst people to be opening packs out there. I don't think you're going to garner the most positive audience, and I don't think you're going to become all that successful. Maybe instead of opening the packs, you should be putting the fries in the bag. I don't know. And he's not a cleanly man. I don't know. What job can he get where he doesn't have to interact with the public? Can he just go to like a call center? Can he just do that? No. He's come up with a better solution, guys. He's going to start his own eBay store. Oh, thank God.
what's going on, everyone? I am starting a collection on Novacord, on the Novacord eBay, called the Pink Collection. Now, this is 5 different paracord bracelets, all measured at 8.5 inches. You just made jig. There's going to be 5 bracelets with bidding starting at $40. And all proceeds will be not all proceeds, but 20% of the proceeds will be going to the winning bidder's charity of choice.
I don't know how this man is out of breath while trying to correct a jig in order to unscrew a screw and move it over a little bit. I don't know how that's so much physical effort that we're sitting here literally out of breath. Hey guys, but whoever wins this charity gets money to. Yeah, I'm sure that's what the actual reality of this situation is going to be. Either way, guys, I just thought it was worthwhile. It's a slightly minor and slightly important piece of information that has come out at the same time. It's a bit interesting, so I thought I would throw my hat back out there once more. Let me know if you're interested in me covering Nova some more, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.